Episode 6, Week 6 usage. And as usual, I'll leave the setup in the notes below. The mileage on the car this week is 2,747 miles. And as usual, that'll go into the purple columns on the tables. And we did exactly the same amount of miles this week as we did last week. Moving swiftly on to the generation, we're up to 29,124 kilowatt hours on the meter. And that's 40 kilowatt hours generated for the week, and we're really starting to ramp up generation now. The days are getting longer and the sun's getting higher. The My Energy diverter, we're up to 8.22 kilowatt hours for the month. Our import is now down to 403 kilowatt hours for the month. Still a lot of power, but we are getting lower and lower as the time goes on. The difference is still there from the Tesla app to the import reading. And also the gap between the home usage and what we pulled from the grid is also increasing. A quick run through of the dailies. So on Monday, we pulled 50.2 from the grid and 0.1 went back, 14.5 from the powerwall, only 3.8 kilowatt hours from the solar, and the house usage was 55.7 kilowatts. On Tuesday, we had an increase pull from the grid of 71 kilowatts, but nothing went back. 13.1 came from the powerwall and only 1.2 kilowatt hours from the solar. That's the lowest of the week as well. And the home usage was 70.2 kilowatts hours. On the Wednesday, we only pulled 49.4 kilowatt hours from the grid, and that's the lowest of the week with only 0.1 going back. 13 kilowatt hours came from the powerwall. 5.1 kilowatt hours was generated from the solar, and 52.6 kilowatt hours was the home usage. On Thursday, 59.6 kilowatt hours was drawn from the grid, and 0.2 kilowatt hours was sent back to the grid. 13.9 kilowatt hours from the powerwall. We had the best day's generation from the solar of 10.4 kilowatt hours on Thursday, and the home usage was 68.1 kilowatt hours. On Friday, we pulled 64.8 kilowatt hours from the grid, 0.1 went back to the grid, 13.6 kilowatt hours from the Powerwall, 7.9 kilowatt hours generated from the solar, and the home usage was 70.5 kilowatt hours. On Saturday, we pulled 62 kilowatt hours from the grid, 0.2 kilowatt hours went back. The Powerwall we got 12 kilowatt hours out of, which was the least of the week. 8 kilowatt hours from the solar, and the home usage was 65.7 kilowatt hours. And finally, on the Sunday, 54.7 kilowatt hours pulled from the grid, 0.2 kilowatt hours went back to the grid. The Powerwall we got 12.6 kilowatt hours from. The solar on Sunday was 3.6 kilowatt hours, and the home usage was 57.3 kilowatt hours. And we had quite a low gas usage for the week as well, as you can see from the table on the far right hand side. There was a couple of days where we didn't fully discharge the Powerwall this week, but the Powerwall did react quite well to that, where it discharged longer on the partial peak times. Also, the electric boiler isn't staying on for as long as what it has been, so some spring is really starting to shine through now. As usual, thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions or comments, please add them to the comment section below, and please like and subscribe.